Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, real estate fans, avid listeners alike, wonderful people on your way to church this Sunday morning, and just the good people of the listening area. It's so great to have you join us. My name's Erik Hatch. I get to be your host all morning for Real Estate Radio, and I'm proudly a realtor here in the Fargo-Moorhead community. I'm the owner of Hatch Realty, and so if you ever want to stop by and see us, and I hope you do, we're located at 1205 16th Avenue South in Fargo. That's the corner of University Drive and 16th Avenue South. So if you're over at Bernie's Liquors picking up a delicious treat, why don't you come across the street, visit us as well, and we'll talk about some houses. It's a great way to start the day. Well, maybe not drinking, but talking about houses is a great way to start the day. Hey, at the top of the hour, I want to say a great big thank you. Hatch Realty had the honor and privilege of putting on and hosting the 6th annual Homeless and Hungry Golf Scramble. If you're not familiar with Homeless and Hungry, let me enlighten you here. Back in my world, in my days before I ever had the opportunity to be a full-time realtor, I worked at First Lutheran Church in town, a fabulous place. And as I did so, I had the opportunity to do youth ministry, and I've always been called to be a builder and a creator, and so I had these kids that were so deeply passionate about making a difference in the community, and they wanted to make a profound impact on the world. They didn't just want to go to church to listen, they wanted to go and help bear fruit. They had consumed an awful lot, and now they felt called to bear some fruit. And so aligned with that was this idea of how can we make a mission trip, which is something you usually go out and do, how can we do something locally and be exposed to the problems and the pain and the struggle of our local community and help in our own backyards. So from that, Homeless and Hungry was born. It is a movement. It is an event where we gather up everyone from the local community. We invite all churches and individuals to take part. They fast for 24 hours. They sleep in a cardboard box. They raise money for the local homeless shelters, as well as they take part in service projects. And it's a simulation of a sort to know and feel and taste and see what it's really like to be homeless. So with all that being said, this movement now is in its 10th year, and this year will surpass the $1 million mark for dollars raised that stays here in this community. And so it's been a privilege and an honor to be a part of that movement. And since we've started a golf scramble too, because I'm not active in working as an employee of the church anymore, but I still want to make an impact. And so my whole team took the day off, and many of our employees spent weeks preparing for this just to host a golf scramble. But I'm proud to say that we raised about $11,000 out on the links. It was a great day. And what does that have to do with real estate? Absolutely nothing. But what does it have to do with who I am? Absolutely everything. And so I appreciate you tuning in. We have an exciting show for you today. We have Andrew Young here to talk to us about the power of video and the impact that can have with your real estate. We have some picks of the week. We have some exciting things here at the top of the hour. But first things first, let's find out what's happening with real estate news this week. All right, everyone. As promised, in studio with us, we have the ever debonair and the brilliant, the talented, and the newest member of the Erik Hatch team and Hatch Realty, Mr. Andrew Young. So good morning, Andrew.
It's always a treat to sit here, Erik. Thank you.
God bless you, man. Andrew, we had you on air a couple of months ago because you were back from an excursion. Fill us in very briefly on that.
Yeah, sure. So about a year ago, I decided to quit my career in marketing. I moved across the world. And I just traveled with my backpack for a year. And so I had some great experiences. But like you said, I came back to Fargo and recently joined your team. And I'm excited to bring a lot of my experiences back to the community, back to Fargo.
So the background with this is Andrew was a student at NDSU. You started the TV station at NDSU with some of your peers.
Yep.
And what a great thing. Then you had the opportunity to intern for Diane Sawyer out at ABC News in New York as a student.
As a student, yeah.
And then the next opportunity that was afforded to you is you got to help produce the Country Music Awards.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Dang. That resume is impressive because now on that resume is marketing director at Hatch Realty. So that must feel very sexy for you.
That's what I've built up to.
That's right. But I love it because you're this superb talent that's chosen to stay in Fargo and to make a difference. And you decided to align with us, which we're so excited about. We've hired you for the last year and a half as an independent contractor to come in and help us with some projects. But we said we got to get this guy. And so to have you on board is exciting because for those of you listening, listening right now, last week we had Tara, Shirley, and Swanson in studio with us. And what Tara and I talked about, Andrew, is we said that there's this power of photography that makes such a big difference in people who are choosing to sell their house. And it's impactful. You're a person with a marketing background. Touch on that for me, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, photography or photographs in terms of whenever you're selling anything has become a standard.
Mm-hmm.
People need to picture the product. They need to picture themselves in this case, the home. And that is absolutely vital. It's like water. We need that.
Mm-hmm.
Customers need photographs of their homes, and they want it. They really expect it. Now, video takes it another level, and that's what Hatch Realty is going to be able to do now that we're adding myself and creating this team that can do it, really stepping up marketing to a level that will be unmatched.
Well, I'm so excited about that. And to talk about where we're going, I first want to talk about where the real estate market has been. Those of you just tuning in, we have Andrew Young in studio with us, and we're talking about the power of marketing and video. Back in the 1990s and prior, the internet wasn't prevalent in real estate. And so if somebody wanted to go ahead and purchase a home, they traditionally picked up a magazine at the grocery store, or they relied on their realtor knowing of the house. And even if they saw a picture, it was maybe a fuzzy, grainy, 1-inch by 2-inch little exterior photo of the house, and then they were relying on the description of the house. Then the internet came about, and so people were able to get that instantaneously to see, but photos were still pretty crummy. Photos have gotten better and better, and now at Hatch Realty, we're trying to take it to the next level. But now video. How in the world will a video help our home sellers sell a house, Andrew?
Well, sure. So what video allows you to do, Eric, it really allows the consumer to not only look at the property that they're wanting to buy, but they're really allowing themselves to put themselves in that property, to be someone who can walk through that home instead of just scroll by the pictures and have to look at the different angles. We can give the future home buyer the opportunity to walk through the home, to see the home, as they would if they were to buy it, and to be walking through it every day. And it's a really powerful marketing tool.
And we're not talking about a PowerPoint presentation with photos that are walking you through. We're talking about an actual video camera taking you on almost, I don't want to say interactive because then you control it. And we do offer that on some of our listings also. It is a great interactive walking tour, a 3D tour, if you will. But these video tours, we think are going to bring some new life to our products, and those of you with listings that maybe have a story to tell, this is when Andrew comes in. So Andrew, tell us the final ploy. If somebody's thinking about listing a home, why in the world would they list with us?
So Eric, like you hit it on the head, a few minutes ago when you spoke about the power the internet has brought to your listings. Now, about 10 years ago, people always said, if it doesn't exist online, it doesn't exist at all. Now, the saying is, and what people expect is, if it doesn't have video, it doesn't exist.
It's the new thing, and it's going to be the norm.
So when I say that, if your home doesn't have those marketing tools, photos, and now video, to a customer, it doesn't exist. You're going to need these tools. You're going to need these marketing tools to really effectively sell your home. And Hatch Realty is going to standardize that. We're going to give you the photos. We're going to be doing the video for you. We're going to continue to be that one-stop shop that you need, and that you don't need to look any further.
Yeah, and if it's a house that's easy to sell, if it's a house that's tough to sell, we're not going to treat it any different.
No, we never would.
Yeah, we want to make sure that standard is set. And so those of you out there who are considering selling, whether it's today, tomorrow, 6 years from now, at least give us the opportunity to interview to try to earn your business. That's all that we ask, and we'd love to show you what we can do and the impact that we can make on your life by taking these extra trips and trades. So Andrew, welcome to the family. You've been a part of the family for a long time now. I sound like this Guido guy, mobster, talking about family. But truth be told, is you're a part of our family now, and it's so great to have you. And our clients are going to not only rave, but they're going to get an even better experience now.
It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, thank you very much. Those of you tuning in, stick around. We have a lot more coming up after the break. But in the meantime, go to livefargomoorhead.com, find out what your home is worth, and see some of our current listings on the market. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch. Welcome back to Real Estate Radio. As always, I'm your host, Erik Hatch, and I want to share with you some thoughts, some ideas, some things that clients have been saying just with our most recent sales, because it's one thing for me to tell you that we're doing really well and that we're going to give you exceptional service, and you could be listening saying, yeah, of course you're going to toot your own horn, Erik, but I want to give you some insight and some knowledge, because this is what's important to home sellers and home buyers, and in their reviews of us, I go to Zillow.com, and then I just type in Erik Hatch and you'll find a whole bunch of reviews. In fact, we have, as of today, 170 reviews from past clients on there. Let me give you just a very brief overline of what clients are saying. We received 5 stars from this client. They said, I had and have little knowledge of preparing to sell a home. My agent walked me through all of it, was very patient, answered all my questions, and was extremely efficient and reassuring at the same time. I have recommended Hatch Realty to others who I know are in the process of selling a home and will certainly continue to recommend them. The expertise and professionalism of the entire team is commendable. Next up, this again is a 5-star review. We needed to sell our home in a short period of time and sold it in 5 days. I would highly recommend Erik Hatch Realty. Thanks to Josh Boucher and Rob Margheim. They were incredible to work with. They're agents that they were hands in hands with. Finally, another 5-star review, and in fact, 98% of our reviews are 5 stars. That's so exciting. We have somebody saying, great advice on how to price the home I was selling. Mark, one of our team members, did an excellent job of ensuring I got the best value for my property as offers came in. Handling those multiple offer situations and navigating through those tough times are certainly important. Our reviews are imperative to us. We care so deeply about what our clients are saying, and so we want to hear from you. 701-369-4839 to hear from you, or as always, go to livefargomoorhead.com to connect with us. But I want to keep us rolling right now, because it's time now for the Erik Hatch team's picks of the week here on Real Estate Radio. Each week, my team and I talk about these deals on the market that we don't want you to miss out on. This market moves quickly. It is a seller's market more than it is a buyer's market. That means that sellers are able to capitalize and traditionally get top dollar for their home. And on the flip side of it, we have buyers who still are taking advantage of really great interest rates. So let's talk about some homes on the market. This first one, and it is a heck of a house. We're at 32262 Stalker Lake Trail in Battle Lake, Minnesota. This is just outside of Fergus Falls. Probably the nicest house you're going to find in this price range on a lake. $549,900, is the price of this home to have exquisite views. I want to talk about your family sitting on the deck watching the sunrise and the sunsets, and you get a huge panoramic view of tranquility and peace. And on top of that, the house is over 3,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. This is a year-round house, and my gosh, if I ever wanted to live in the Fergus Falls area, I would be all over this place. Next up, let's head to Dilworth, and I love the Dilworth community. 1008 6th Avenue Northeast, up in the northeast corner of Dilworth for $275,000. You have a home that was built by Turnkey Construction just a couple of years ago. It is beautiful. The finishes in there are top-notch, top of the line, and this house is one of those homes that doesn't have a basement. So for some of you listening, you may say, hot diggity, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I don't want to deal with the hassle of a basement. There's still a crawl space if there are tornadoes and that sort of thing. But for the most part, you get to avoid the hassle of stairs. You get one-level living at its finest. So I think that's an opportune time for you to jump on something. Finally, this house is begging for you to jump on it because we just had a price reduction up in North Fargo, 222 29th Avenue North. Longfellow School District, which is so hard to come by. This house, 2-stall garage, lots of great space on the main level, 1,100 square feet to be exact, and then a full basement also. So you get 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 garage stalls, and for $190,000 in North Fargo, this is an insane deal. I don't want you to miss out on this. So if you sleep on these homes, you're not going to be able to sleep in these homes. So check them out at livefargomoorhead.com, or for your own personal showing, give us a call at 701-369-4839. All right, everybody, we are almost out of time. I want to thank you so much for tuning into Real Estate Radio today. Before we wrap up, I do want to close with a couple of final thoughts. The first is this: if you are ready for school, if you're ready for fall to start, it's weird to think that already it's August now. Holy cow, where has the summer gone, by the way? I want you to know that traditionally our fall market here in the Fargo-Moorhead area, August, September, October, are still pretty robust months. Yes, we do see a slowdown in November through March, but we see some really strong months here for this fall. So if you're on the fence saying now's not the opportune time to buy or sell, realistically, Brian Johnson with Valley Mortgage, who we had in studio with us a couple weeks ago, told us that we can expect interest rates to maybe go down a hair in the fall. So if you're considering buying, don't be afraid to jump on that, because every other indicator says that they're probably going to be going up. Now, if you're selling a house, it's still opportune. It still looks great outside. We can still show off your home in the best light. Or if you're even sitting on a house thinking that you're going to sell in the winter, and houses sell in the winter plenty around here, don't be afraid to take some exterior photos right now to capture the greenness of your yard, and so people can see what it looks like when it's not buried in 5 feet of snow. So have your plans made, and we can even talk right now and figure out what those projects are that you need to do. Even if you're going to sell in 6 months to a year, we should probably get in conversation with one another. And the final thought is this: is we want to give you a chance to save some cash too. Who doesn't love saving some cash? The greatest opportunity that we have for you right now is to jump on board with our Hatches Heroes program. So if you're a veteran, if you're a firefighter, a police officer, if you work in healthcare specifically as a nurse, or if you're an educator, we want to save you $495 on your real estate transaction. If you're doing both sides with us, that's a $990 savings. If you buy 10 houses with us, boy, that's saving you almost $5,000. So we'd love to have you save some cash. And the best way for you to do so is to go to our website, livefargomoorhead.com, or of course, we would love to talk with you in person. That's 701-369-4839. And that's all I have for today's show. Thanks so very much, wonderful people, for tuning in. I've been your host, Erik Hatch, on the Real Estate Radio Show on KFGO, the Mighty 790.